In Nigeria, expectations are high for President Bola Tinubu's government. Like his predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari, he's burdened with the hope of magically solving the nation's myriad problems. During his campaign, Tinubu famously declared, "I don't want to be forgotten. Give me the presidency. It is my turn." One key aspect of any leader's legacy is leaving the nation better than they found it. Nigerians yearn for a more united, peaceful, and secure nation, as well as an industrialized and sustainable nation. The question on everyone's mind is whether President Bola Tinubu can deliver on these expectations. To gain insight into this matter, we spoke with two insightful analysts who believe that Nigeria can progress, albeit within realistic expectations. We spoke with Professor Fatai Aremu, a distinguished professor of political science and founder of Research Enterprise Systems, as well as Seun Awogbenle, a passionate Nigerian youth advocate and social commentator.
The engineer Umai in Ministry of Works, Bumi Oni in Ministry of Interior, Betta Adu in Humanitarian Affairs, His Excellency Governor Wike in FCT, and a couple of others. And they are making efforts to reset the system and make us feel their impact. And then, so you can assess to say, okay, how far are we going? In the first place, the vision ought to guide the selection process for the team. So that would be a missed opportunity. But even if they come in, let us assume that they have the technical capability, they have the experiences, they have the network, and they have deep knowledge of the portfolio that they are being assigned to manage.
No doubt, Tinubu's administration should focus on building strong institutions, tackling corruption, and addressing socioeconomic challenges. It is crucial to strike a balance between high aspirations and practical steps towards achieving them.
About how that I do not see a turnaround of the economy within 4 years. Nobody, we were under Buhari, it was like a race for the bottom. We were literally plunging into the abyss every day, right? So to get the country out of whatever challenges it is right now, I don't think we can reverse those ruins within 4 years. And that's just to be honest. And I said is that I still said it last week. I said whoever had become president would have had no other option other than to actually start most of the reforms that Tinubu had called it. And we have to be honest with ourselves. Is it the forex reforms? Defending the naira was no longer sustainable. You needed to liberalize the market, and that was the only way to go. Is it for subsidy? There was nothing you could do. You could not be putting about 5 billion. About 4 trillion actually. Yes, 4 trillion, which was $10 billion at the time in 2022. On subsidizing fuel, it was not sustainable. Maybe some people would argue that it could have been done in phases, right? It could have been removed in phases. But the point is that most of those reforms would still have been done. So the point, one thing that I think we all can actually acknowledge is that he's actually doing what almost any other president would have done, really, because the life we were living, living largely on subsidies, was no longer sustainable. And we're subsidizing well about 5 sectors, really. How do you want to sustain? Also, there just might then be the challenge of also having to front load all the reforms at once. It can be quite dangerous. So I also think that's something we could hold back on. I think we can actually introduce reforms, one by one and not all at once, because it makes it even more difficult for people. But the point is that at the moment we need to get out of where we are, and which is that we need to immediately arrest the current naira free fall. And what we have to do, I think that the government has to borrow. You have a liquidity challenge, which is a major problem. So you have to borrow. If they can get the FDB fund of about I think $3 billion or thereabout, I think that's going to do something. So you need to make, and then in the short time, you need to get our oil production back to the levels of 2 million barrels per day, 2.2 million, 2.5 million. If we can do that, then we're able to get oil. And then in the short and in the medium and the long term, you need to diversify the economy. You need to leverage the non-oil sector to be able to get hot dollar.
The first 5 months of President Tinubu's administration has fostered unprecedented hardship on Nigerians. Businesses are crumbling, the naira is in a free fall. Admittedly, achieving lasting change requires time, dedication, and involvement of all Nigerians. Building a united, peaceful, and prosperous nation rests not solely on the shoulders of one leader, but on the collective effort of the entire nation. Only time will reveal the true impact of President Tinubu's government. But for now, Nigerians want quick solutions to a seemingly unending glut.